As you know, or may not know, in the game Rivals, there's a weapon called a knife. And it is one of not most popular weapons in the game right now, because of its challenging playstyle, or just because flying around the map, spinning a karambit, and landing a clean backstab looks and seems really fucking awesome. Anyway, I've got an obsession over this thing. As of recording, I have almost every skin, over 48 plus hour playtime with it, and I'm good at it. Or at least I think I am. And through my playtime, I have seen people use this masterpiece of a weapon absolutely horribly. So, I'm here to give you a guide to your knifing journey. That's all, onto the video. Alright, first thing to get out of the way is, what the fuck even is the knife? And to that dear viewer, I tell you that it's a melee weapon, and its main purpose was supposed to be a sneaky movement type weapon, well, one shots from the back. But in reality, in the community, it's more of a movement focused weapon, and that stealth part, kinda doesn't work with it. You can still use the stealthy strat, because it could pay off sometimes. Anyways, the knife is made out of two attacks. The first being the actual slash, aka the left click or the shoot button for other weapons, which deals 40 HP right now and plays a similar sound to other melee hits, for example fists. And the other part of its attacks, the backstab, which you need to be at the back of the enemy for it to work properly, because duh, it's a backstab. So from the front it deals 40 HP, just like the left click, but from the back it deals 150, which is an automatic one shot, because of course of what I said not long ago. This attack is under left click or the aim button on mobile / console, and a crit sound plays when you land a successful backstab, similar to the sniper's headshot sound. Next is actually using the knife properly. And no, you don't just aimlessly follow the enemy like an idiot, because that's just the freest kill of their whole career for them. Instead, you can predict their movements and slide there to backstab them properly. That's how you beat other weapons, of course. To beat the knife while using the knife, you could either do the same tactic as with normal weapons, or you could do the ultimate technique of thinking before your actions and waiting for the poor guy to slide right into you, giving you a free backstab. Of course, this doesn't work with better players if they are calm and aren't rushing you constantly. And one last thing to note is that knife hitboxes are sometimes the dumbest shit on the planet. So this waiting for the enemy tactic may backfire to you still getting backstabbed, because you may not be fast enough to react to the enemy slide with your backstab. But that's kind of on you. So, to sum things up, basically, what you should be doing against normal weapons is what I said before, and what you should be doing against knife is kinda also what I said before, but try guessing where they are going to try to backstab you and stay out of that area, or else you are going to be hit with a backstab. So just keep your distance, but then try attacking at the same time. Or at least that's how I deal with knife players while using knife. Alright, there are 3 utilities, maybe 4, but eh. There are 3 utilities in the game what are most used with knife. Medkit could be a 4th, but nah. The first one is Satchel. Now, Satchel is, well, it's a satchel. It explodes when you, for example, hit it or when you detonate it. And if you've seen anybody do this trick called satchel jumping, then you know what I mean. It's one of the best utilities to use with knife. It's for sure in the top 3 in my opinion. The next utility is Warhorn. Warhorn is a horn. When you use it, best time to use is probably at the beginning of a match. Your team gets speed for about 10 seconds, I can't fully remember, but your team gets speed for a few seconds, and they could just move around really fast. So again, that's more of a team thingy. Satchel is more of like yourself thing that only really you can use it because it doesn't affect teammates. The knockback doesn't affect teammates. Warhorn is more of just like a support utility in general to like speed your whole team up. It doesn't matter on what they're playing, knife, sniper, assault rifle, it's good for mostly like team situations. And the last one, which is even more helpful than a Warhorn, in my opinion, but probably one of the worst for solo, in my opinion, Jump Pad. Jump Pad is, well, it's a jump pad. You get 3 of them. At the moment, at this moment's balancing, you get 3 of them. And with those 3, you can place them down, and, well, you can jump off of them. Kind of like a trampoline. There's even a trampoline skin in the game what exists, which is basically what the jump pad is. And the way you can use this on maps, for example, like Arena, Big Arena, any map with like slopes, if you do it correctly, then on maps with slopes, you can place it behind the slope, like probably shown here, and then you can jump and use bow or daggers double jump on the ramp to get a bunch of speed and height. So my top 3 ranking of these utilities in general on how much I use them. Jump Pad is going 3rd because I don't use Jump Pad a lot. Warhorn is going 2nd, and number 1, in my opinion, and probably my most used, is Satchel, just because of like how easy it is to use and pull off. That's pretty much it with utilities. I don't... maybe like how to use them, sure. Satchel, you should either use when the enemy team is playing RPG, then you should probably just, you know, not use them for movement, not like, you know, do satchel jumps. If they're playing a really pay-to-win spammy loadout, just like place them near like the corridor on like docks or station, and then just wait for them to come in. Just pretty much camp if they have like really dumb stuff. But really just use them for like crossing big gaps what you normally wouldn't. And just, you know, think of them as like more RPG ammo or grenade launcher ammo, what you can use to like, you know, carry on gaining speed and backstabbing. Warhorn, you should only probably use this utility when you are playing with a team, because sure, you can also do it solo. It's used a lot during solo, but it's better to use during a team, because then everybody gets the speed boost, not your enemies, luckily. But your enemy also probably has somebody using Warhorn. So yeah, for your so use Warhorn at like the beginning of the match for your teammate and you to get speed to kill the enemy. And a jump pad, well, there are quite a few spots for jump pad, what I know, so they're going to be appearing on the screen. Most of them are in maps like Arena, Big Arena, as I said, maps with a lot of slopes, maps with a lot of, you know, stuff what you can like bounce off of to carry even more speed. Just slopes in general. Like in those maps, that's just the best spots near slopes. That's pretty much it with utilities. On to the next me. So, for this first loadout with knife, what I use is grenade launcher, or you could also just use RPG as well, because if you don't own grenade launcher, you can also use RPG. Just a reminder that grenade launcher is a bit better for, you know, jumping around, but really there isn't that much of a difference if you know what you're doing. Daggers for double jumps to get up high, for example, there. Or like, you know, just daggers for the double jump, of course. Knife, because it's a knife loadout, it's gonna have knife in it, right? It's gonna have the knife in it. And satchel. Of course, you can also pick Warhorn. That's what. You can either pick Warhorn or Jump Pad with this loadout as well. I just like using Satchel the most out of the three of the utilities. The next loadout, what I sometimes use, is bow, daggers, knife, and warhorn. Again, you can really just... you can change up the utility as you want. Everything else in the loadout should be used. Bow and daggers can be used. You can also swap this out for sniper. You can also swap this out for like sniper or like assault rifle if you're not fully going knife, you know. You can also do that, but mainly if you're using knife, just go with bow and daggers. Knife, well, it's not optional. Knife is for sure not optional because it's gonna be your main source of damage. And Warhorn, really, you could just juggle. You can really just juggle Warhorn with Satchel. Satchel or Jump Pad, to be honest. You can honestly just juggle these loadouts around as you want. I just like using Satchel the most with most of these loadouts, just because like Satchel is like my go-to for movement. That's basically it with loadouts, to be honest. No, there aren't really any other loadouts I could use, to be honest. Like, you can also use flamethrower, like if you really want to be annoying, or if you just want like the flamethrower air movement thingy, because that also gives a decent boost. I guess you could use flame, but really you just stick to, if you have flamethrower, then just maybe don't use it. You can use it for maybe like docks, for maps like docks, because you can like go up to the rooftops without being heard. And then you can also just start like burning when you're in a sticky situation. But really, if you don't want people hating you, then just go with like RPG or grenade launcher, to be honest. Those are like the best weapons to use for you know, this whole you know, loadout of like gaining speed in the air. Of course, you can also use this loadout for, you know, movement. For example, on maps like Arena, you can use Warhorn to gain speed, and you can use daggers and bow for double jumps from area to area. Jesus. Sorry about interrupting your video watching experience there, but I don't want this video to be longer than it already is, because if I placed in the rest of the footage, it would go to like 21 minutes, and you don't want to watch it that long. And if you really do, then the whole segment there, which is like 11 minutes long, will be posted onto my channel for anybody who just wants to watch more, I guess. Who wants to see the whole thing. For someone who'd actually want to see the full footage of it, because I was talking about a lot of stuff at the same time. I was forgetting a lot of stuff. It's just being me, but yeah, I'm gonna end off the video here. If you want to see the full loadout segment, like my whole rambling about the loadout, then you can go to, probably the video is going to be in the link, probably to the link in the description, or you could just go onto my channel and probably just find it there if the person who's watching at the moment I don't know, just isn't here before I get a bunch more videos. This should be like my third. Anyway, I want to stop yapping, and yeah, good day to someone, to everybody who is currently watching at this moment, and to everybody who's at least watched the video. Like and subscribe, please. I want to get 100 by 2027. I know I may get more, but who cares? I want 100 subscribers by 2027. Hopefully, I can reach that. And if I reach that, then I'll try heading for 500, but I highly doubt that's happening. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna stop talking this much. Everybody who's watching this, have a nice day, /night, /afternoon, I don't know. Just have a good day. Just, you know, don't feel sad or anything. Just have a great day. That's all I want to say. I'm overcomplicating this. That's pretty much it. Bye. Love y'all. Not in the way what you think it would be. Oh, forgot about one last thing. Please join my Discord server. It should be, again, in the description. There are some pretty cool people there, and there are only 5 spaces left for the OG role. And then we're probably not bringing it back, except if, like, the server gets, like, over 10k, then we might raise it to, like, 1k maybe? Or, like, 500, whatever. We might raise it to OG, but just join now to get OG. There are only 5 spaces left out of the OG, so yeah. Anyway, that's it. Bye.